And if you can just mute yourselves. Aisling, you're still not able to hear us, are you not? Sugar, she did. Aisling, can you hear us? No. Sugar. Okay, we'll make a start. She can follow the movements maybe. Okay. So, lying down on her back, knees bent, feet on the floor, hands on the mat, and we're rolling the pelvis. So we're rolling through, arching our back. Imagine you can try and fit something in under your lower back, and then tucking the pelvis, tucking the back, and rolling through. Rolling between those two movements, arching and hollowing. Perfect. Arching and tucking, arching and tuck. So we're just getting that pelvis and lower back warmed up. And then while we're doing that, we're just thinking about our breathing here. So breathing in through the nose and out through the nose if we can. In and out. And then we're trying to find that nice position between the two pelvis positions, that neutral pelvis. Hold that position, and we're going to start our leg slides. So sliding one leg out, back to the mat, other leg out, and back, keeping that pelvis nice and still. So it's just the legs that are moving. Lovely. So one leg out and back, and just building up the rhythm up to a nice walking pace, keeping the pelvis nice and steady, breathing, not allowed to hold our breath, and getting that knee nice and straight each time. Nice purposeful movement. And then we're going to bring some arms in. So we're going to go opposite arm with opposite leg over the head with the arm, back to the mat, opposite arm with opposite leg, and back. So we're alternating opposite arm, opposite leg, keeping that nice steady pace, keeping my body nice and still, keeping that nice control the whole way through, getting everything warmed up. Lovely. Getting that knee nice and straight. So should be feeling like the quads are starting to work a little bit. Lovely. And have a little breather. Well done. Okay, we're going to keep going with the legs. So this time we're going to go for some straight leg raises. So straighten that leg, raising up, keeping it nice and straight, down, lower, back on the mat, and then we're swapping. Keep going. Can you hear us, Aisling? No. Thumbs up if you can hear me, Aisling. No. Can you hear me, Aisling? You got it? Good. Nice. That was clever. She logged in on the phone as well.
Oh, good idea.
Perfect. Okay. Lovely. Do two more each side. So down, raise, and down, and swap. Out, straight leg raise, down, out, straight leg lift, down, and last one, out, straight leg, down and up. Well done. Okay. Have a little breather. So arms out to the side, opening up nice and wide, feet stuck together, knees stuck together, rolling to one side, feeling that nice stretch through the back, and then back to the middle and roll to the other side. Lovely. So over and back, getting that nice stretch. Side to side. Looks good. Lovely. And back to the middle. Lovely. Okay, so bent knee position again. We're dropping one knee out to the side, opening up through the hips, keeping the pelvis where it is. So you can pop the hands on the pelvis if you like here. We're going to drop the other leg down, back to the middle, opening up that hip and middle. So nice and gentle, feeling a nice stretch through the hip. We're only going to the point that we feel that kind of end of the range through our hip, and my pelvis is staying where it is again. Now I want you to think about the leg that's not moving, keeping that leg as still as you can. Lovely. And let's add some arms in. So we're thinking opposite arm down to the side with the opposite leg again. So we're having to think a little bit harder about what we're doing here. Opposite arm with opposite leg, straight out, not allowed wobble the arm that's up to the ceiling or the leg that's not moving. So not allowed to wobble as the other one is dropping down. So nice and controlled. Well done. Keep it up. Coming up to tabletop here if you've done a lot of Pilates, so we can bring the legs up to what we call tabletop. 90 at the knees, 90 degrees, 90 at the hips. We're making a table with our shins, so a nice flat table. We can do exactly the same from here, dropping one hip out to the side, back to tabletop, other hip out and back. If you're new to Pilates, you can stick to the feet on the floor version, or if you're doing this and it feels fine, work away, but keep that nice tucked tummy. We're working to keep that good position. Opposite arm with opposite leg again. Keep that leg and arm that aren't moving nice and steady. Good. Keep breathing. If you find that you're bracing and holding your breath, we're dropping back to the floor. We can do the exact same thing from the floor. Don't lose that tabletop position. So check and see, have we still got that nice table with our shins when we come back up? Do we need to bring the knees a little bit closer to us? Let's go for 2 more each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and rest. Bring the knees into the tummy, hold on to the knees, and we're just going to go for some nice little circles through the back. Well done, everyone. We all good? Good. Okay, perfect. Okay, bringing the feet back down to the mat nice and gently. Lovely. So, hundreds, our famous hundreds. So pulsing the arms, straight arm from our shoulder to our elbow to our wrist, and we're just pumping the arms up and down, getting those shoulders warmed up. So it doesn't matter how fast you go Go a little bit faster if you want. Keep those arms nice and straight. And then from here we're going to bring one leg into tabletop, back down to the mat, other leg up and down. So we're just warming up, getting used to this movement. So up into that tabletop again, get that nice flat shin, that nice table. Keep the arms going. So we're trying to find where that tabletop is each time. And breathe. Keep that nice rhythmical breathing. Looks good. Okay, well done. Anyone who wants to can come into tabletop now. Full tabletop. We're going to drop one foot down to the mat, back up to tabletop. Drop one heel down and back. So same thing, but we're going from tabletop down. A little bit harder. Keep that nice tabletop. If it's too much on your back, bring the knees a little bit closer to you. Or if it's too much again, come back to this version. Shouldn't be feeling this in your lower back. We should only be feeling it through the tummy. So if you're feeling it through the back, drop down or bring the knees closer to engage that tummy a little bit more. Good. Keep breathing. Anyone who wants to push it tonight, we can go for extended legs. Straight leg out, back to tabletop. This is a hard exercise. Don't do this if you're new to Pilates, if you've not done any exercise for a while, and if you have a sore back. Well done. Keep breathing. So we've got 3 different versions. Straight leg, bent knee, tapping the heels, or we're on the mat, lifting one leg at a time. Keep working. 2 more. 1, 2, and rest. Ooh, the arms are not used to those hundreds anymore. Gonna have to build up our tolerance to the hundreds again. And just a little roll from side to side after that. Nice little stretch through the back. Well done. Perfect. And bringing the feet back down to the mat nice and slowly again. Okay, so repositioning the feet. Make sure that the knees are kind of hip width apart, the feet hip width apart. Bring the feet up towards the bum a little bit. Getting those feet planted on the ground. Hands on the ground. Squeeze our bum. Lifting up into a nice bridge. Okay, so we're squeezing the bum. In my bridge, I'm not overarching, so I'm not overextending and getting a kind of pinch through my lower back. I'm not being lazy and hanging out down here. I'm getting that nice straight line in the middle. Okay, so I'm down and up, down and up. Thinking about that nice squeeze through the glutes to lift my bum. Breathe. Good. Thinking about arms, so we're going to go over the head with the arms as we lift the bum, down and drop the arms. So over and lift, down and drop, up and lift, down and drop. Well done. Nice. Perfect. 2 more. Keeping that nice control around the knees. We're not allowed to wobble those knees. Have a little breather. Okay, we're going to shimmy our feet out slightly away from our bum. Okay, so the further our feet are from our bum, the more our hamstrings are working. So if you do this and you get a big cramp in the hamstring, bring the feet a little bit closer to the bum and it'll be a bit easier. Okay, so give it a go. If it's easy, see can you creep the feet out a little bit further, get those hamstrings firing. As I said, if you're cramping up, it's just the hamstrings letting you know that they haven't worked very hard in a while. So you just might want to bring the feet a little bit closer to the bum. So getting used to that first, and then when you're ready, we'll add the arms in again, overhead with the arms as we lift the bum, dropping back to the mat as we drop the bum. Keep an eye on the knees again this time, so we're not allowed to wobble those knees. Nice and controlled through the knees. Keeping that nice position the whole way through. Well done. Good work, everyone. Let's go for 2 more. 1 and 2 and rest. Well done. Walk the feet back in closer to the bum. Okay, so we're definitely getting those glutes and hamstrings warmed up now. So this time we're lifting the bum. Okay, we're going to keep that lift, come up onto our toes, holding that position. We're going to keep that bum up, keep the heels up. I'm dropping one knee out to the side, opening up like we did earlier, back to the middle, open up on the other side. You might find you're getting less movement here than you were earlier. That's fine, we're in a different position, so we're not going to get that same range that we did earlier. So just keep it small. Don't let the bum drop down. Don't let the heels drop. Well done. Keep it up. Let's go for 2 more each side. 1. Keep the bum up. 2, 3, 4, and rest. Bring bum down, heels down, have a little breather. Well done, everyone. Having a little rest. Okay. So we're going to go back up into that same position. So again, go one step at a time, lift the bum, squeezing the bum up onto my tiptoes. This time I can bring my hands up to the ceiling if I want to. That's a progression. So we're going to have less stability because our hands aren't on the floor. Opening up both knees at the same time and then back to that middle position. So open, keep the heels off the floor, keep the bum lifted. If this is too hard for anyone at any stage, you can drop the heels. That'll make it a lot easier. Keep going. Let's see if we add some arms in. So we're going to go out with the arms while we open the knees as well. And back to the middle. Opening and closing. Keep that bum up. Don't let it drop. We're working hard now, starting to get a bit tired. Well done. Keep working. Push through those calves and glutes, all through the backs of the leg. Working hard. Let's go for 2 more. 1. Last one. 2. Back to the middle, down, and relax. Well done, everyone. Straighten out those legs, point the toes, arms over the head. Nice big body stretch. Have a little breather. Well done, everyone. Getting the legs warmed up nicely there. Well done. Okay. So, bringing the knees back into that bent knee position. Let's go back to tummy. So we're thinking hands on my thighs. I'm going to tuck my chin. So I'm rolling up, sliding my hands along my thighs. Chin is tucked in, lifting my head and shoulders slightly off the floor. and then coming back down nice and slowly. So up and lift and down all the way. So sit-ups basically, nice and controlled, easing into them. We should be able to stay breathing the whole way through. Okay, anyone who wants that little bit more, we're going to come right up into tabletop, hands up to the ceiling, reaching up to the ceiling while in that nice tabletop position. Okay, so sliding from the floor again if we have not done much exercise or Pilates in a while. If we've been working consistently, we're going to come up to here. Keeping that chin tucked in. Keep breathing. Nice. Imagine that you're trying to tap that ceiling. Try and see, can we lift a little bit higher? Get those shoulders a little bit further off the floor for the last 3. 1, 2, and 3, and rest. Well done, everyone. Have a little breather. Okay, so progressing that sit up, we're going to actually work on sitting up off the floor. So our nice little kind of warm up exercise for this, we're going to bend our knees, hands on our knees. I'm going to roll up into a sitting position. So I'm using the momentum of my legs to sit myself up nice and tall. And then at the top, we're going to sit up tall, big reach up to the ceiling. Imagine someone's pulling me up to the ceiling. Nice big stretch through. And then coming back down, I'm going to bring my knees in and hold on to my knees as I come down. Okay, so we'll do that in a little bit more fast forward motion. So straight legs, using that momentum all the way up to the ceiling, down, nice and slowly on the way down. We're going to get lots of nice strengthening there. And then again, using that momentum of the legs to help me sit up. If anyone's finding that too hard, you can just go for some more of these nice sit-ups here as well. That's always an option. But if you find it hard, see, can you use a bit more momentum from the legs? Looks good, everyone. Well done. Okay, obviously the less momentum you use, the harder it's going to be. Even on that lowering down, see, can you use less momentum? See, can you slow it right down on the way back down to the mat? That's going to be much harder. The slower you go on the way down, the harder it is. Okay, 2 more, nearly there. 2 more, see, can we go a little bit slower? If you're getting to the point that you're jerking up off the floor, then just use a bit more momentum. I think that was 2. Have a rest, have a breather. Get some water if you need to. Forgetting about my water today. Well done, everyone. Good to get back at it. Okay, we're going to do one more set of those sit-ups. So again, that's a perfect version if anyone found that challenging enough. Other option is straight legs, arms overhead, sitting up without using the legs this time. Up nice and tall at the top, down nice and slowly, arms over the head. Now, again, you can use the arm momentum to help you up. If that's too hard for anyone, if you're getting to here and you're getting stuck, let's bring those legs back in. So Don't be afraid to use those legs if you need to. This version is for anyone who's finding that they can do this easier. Arms crossed on the chest is harder, so we're definitely using a little bit of momentum from the arms. So if you want to take that momentum out, we're going to cross the arms, which is actually much harder. We're using more momentum than you think with those arms. Give it a go and see how it feels, and then go back to the arms over the head, and we can use it as a goal. Lovely. Let's go for 2 more. Nice and slowly on the way down, especially. Really lowering nice and slowly down. And last one, after you finish this one, have a little breather. Arms over the head for a little stretch, or if you want, you can tuck the knees for a nice stretch through that lower back after that one. Well done, everyone. Okay, so make your way over onto your stomach next. Okay, so we're on our stomach. Lying on our tummy. We're going to start with a nice little stretch. So hands under our shoulders. From here, I'm going to push up. Nice little stretch through my lower back, keeping my bum and my legs on the floor. And then coming down to the mat, nice and slowly. Just easing into it. If you feel a little stretch in the lower back, just go to that point and then come back down. And each time you go up, see, can you push a little bit further into it. And we're working our arms here as well, so thinking about nice and strong through the arms. See, can we get those elbows nice and straight for the last few reps. Keep your shoulders away from the ears, so don't let those shoulders creep up to the ears. Lovely. Let's go for 2 more. See, can we push up a little bit further than we have been now that that back is warmed up. Last one, big push. And down nice and slowly. And bring the hands in front of the forehead and have a little rest. Lovely, well done. Okay, so hands back around that same, just below the shoulder height. We're going to push up onto our knees. Okay, so we're trying to position ourselves in a nice kneeling plank. Okay, so we're thinking kneeling plank position. If you have a look at me here, my bum isn't up in the air. Okay, so this is more hands and knees. I'm in a kneeling plank, so my bum is coming down towards the mat, but I'm not hanging out through my back, so I'm not putting too much pressure on my lower back. I'm in the middle, so I'm kind of in that nice straight line. So that's my kneeling plank position. Okay, so this is going to be a position that we're going to come in and out of in a minute, so I want you to be comfortable there. From here, we're going to lower down to the mat nice and slowly, so bending the elbows, trying not to flop down too much, Control it all the way down. And then from here, I'm going to use my body to help me push back up. And then I'm going to sit back towards my heels, keeping my bum in the air, getting a nice stretch through the shoulders and the upper back. And then we're going to roll forwards back into that nice kneeling plank. Okay, so we'll go through it again. So down nice and slowly. Push up. Using the body to roll up to help you back into our stretch. Lovely. And rolling through. Down. Push up. And push back. So it should feel nice. Maybe not that lowering down bit, but it will get easier. And we're getting some really nice movement through the whole body. If you're feeling strong and you're well able, we're going to avoid that roll on the way up from the ground. So instead of using my body to get up, I'm going to just go for a straight push up. If we have that upper body strength there, that's absolutely perfect. Okay, again, progression from that, coming down with the feet, coming into a full push-up plank, downward dog instead of my stretch, back into full plank, down to the floor, full push-up, downward dog, bending my knees, pushing my head through my shoulders. That's a higher level version, okay? So don't feel bad if you can't do that. I'm barely able to do it today, so I'm just doing it as a demo for anyone who wants that harder exercise. But for most of us, we're going to be here on the knees. So let's go for one more. Nice and controlled on the way down. Push up or roll to come back up. And then we're going to just finish up in that nice stretch. This time, open up through the knees. Open up nice and wide through the knees. Feet together at the back. Sit your bum back onto the heels this time. And just sitting back further into that stretch for a few seconds. And just taking a few deep breaths here. Well done. Make your way back up onto hands and knees. Grab a drink if you need it. Well done, everyone. Okay, hands and knees. Just going to go for a little bit of stretching first of all here. So again, we're thinking about where our pelvis is. So I'm going to stick my bum out, tilting my pelvis down, arching my back, squeezing my shoulder blades, looking out in front, and then tucking my bum, rounding my back, tucking my chin. And then the opposite, so arching and looking out in front, squeezing shoulder blades, and rounding and tucking. So a nice stretch, nice bit of movement through the back. Lovely. Looks good. And then just try to find that middle position. So we're kind of aiming for a nice flat back. So we're not hanging out through that back too much. So keeping a little bit of a tucked tummy as opposed to hanging out here. keeping that nice activation through my tummy. If you're finding that this is too much on the wrists, you can come up onto the fists. Okay, but we're not going to spend too long here, so if you can tolerate a little bit of weight through the hands, it's only going to be good for the wrists as long as we don't do too much. Okay, so we're going to go for opposite arm with opposite leg. So we're going to straighten one leg out. Okay, back to the mat. If you're new to Pilates, we'll go for just the legs to start with. Don't worry about the arms. If you're happy enough, you can go straight into opposite arm with opposite leg. Keeping that back nice and steady. So we're not allowed to roll through the back. It's just my hip that's moving. So we're thinking, squeeze the bum, lifting that leg, getting that nice straight leg. When we're happy with that we're not rolling too much, then we're going to add in opposite arm, thumb up to the ceiling, and then back down nice and controlled, and then opposite arm, opposite leg. Tummy is working hard to keep me balanced. So if you're wobbling too much, think tummy switched on, glutes are working hard, that whole leg on the ground is working hard. Keep breathing. Another nice one for the whole body. Well done, keep that control. All about that control for this one. Remember that tummy tucked slightly, but breathing. And one more each side. And rest. Well done. Sitting back, go for some nice little circles through the wrists. Again, takes a little bit of getting used to putting that weight through the wrists if we're not used to it. Knuckles together and just rolling the hands in and out. Well done. Okay, we're going to stick in this same position. We're going to do one more exercise here. So I'm thinking I want to lift this leg out to the side, so we're opening up through the hip again. So if I go in this position, you're going to see it a little bit clearer. I'm opening up through that hip, rotating. The leg on the floor stays nice and steady, and my body is not moving. So my body stays nice and still. I'm in that nice flat back position that we just worked on. What I don't want to see is, I don't want to see this, okay? The bum coming over to the other side to lift the leg. Keeping that leg, keeping the body as still as you can while we hitch that leg out to the side. Keep going. Working the glutes on the outside of the leg. The leg that's on the floor is going to be working hard as well to keep us nice and steady. And breathe. Well done. 2 more. 1, 2, and have a little breather. And we'll swap legs. So don't forget about the upper body here as well. We're supporting our weight through the arms, so try not to just be hanging out through the arms. Switch on those shoulders while we're here, and you'll feel that the shoulders are getting a little bit of workout as well. So out to the side with the other leg this time. Remember, we're not allowed to move the body. Keeping the body nice and still. Just the hip that we're lifting that's moving. Again, reminding ourselves not to be hanging out through the back too much. A little bit of a tucked tummy, and we're hitching. Think about squeezing those glutes. Nice, well done. Keep up that good work. Remember, switched on through those shoulders as well. Nearly there. Nice one. And one more. And rest. Nice. Give those wrists a little break. Have a little stretch. A little roll. Some nice circles. A little bit of clicking through the wrists. That's pretty normal. And we're going to make our way back down to lying. Whenever you're ready, grab a drink if you need to. Okay, making our way down to the mat and finding a comfortable position. So usually just lying with the legs sprawled out, something comfortable that you can just fully relax into. And we're going to just finish with some nice breathing control. So we always do about kind of 5 minutes of this at the end of our session. And I'm going to keep an eye on anyone who tunes out of this. No, you're not allowed to tune out of this bit. I know some people knock off early, but this is important, the breathing control. Okay, so one hand on the tummy, one hand on our chest, and closing the eyes, if you like. We're trying to focus on breathing through the nose. Okay, so it's a little bit hard if you have a blocked nose or something, but trying to see if we can breathe through that nose. That's going to engage our diaphragm. And when we breathe in, we're trying to fill up through that hand on my tummy. And breathing out, feel the tummy drop. And breathing in, feel the tummy rise. And breathe out, tummy drops. And a little pause after you breathe out, before you breathe back in again. So we're just doing normal breaths. We're not doing big breaths, we're just trying to get those breaths deep. So getting that nice diaphragm breathing. If you want, you can put a little bit of pressure through the hand on the chest, trying to deactivate through those upper chest muscles. We're trying to just really allow that tummy rise and fall as we breathe in and out. If you want to keep your hands there and keep working on the breathing, that's fine. Otherwise, we can let the hands relax by our side and just focusing on our feet and our legs first of all. Just letting the legs go nice and heavy. Letting the feet roll out to the side. Letting go of any tension in the hips or the legs. And And making your way up through the spine, the lower back, all the way up through to the upper back and the neck. And just feeling your back pressing against the floor. And just letting go of any tension in the shoulders or the arms. And just letting go of the fingers. Letting your head go nice and heavy. And noticing any tension in the face. Particularly, we hold a lot of tension in our jaw. Just trying to let that jaw go floppy. Or the eyes, or the forehead. And just relaxing all the way through the body. Feeling the whole body relaxed. And then just slowly wiggling the fingers and the toes. And little circles with the wrists and the ankles. And bringing the knees into the tummy. And just some nice little rolling. And then making your way up nice and slowly when you're ready. Well done, everyone. Nice work.